Hey maniacs, this is Henya and welcome to another video. Oh my god, I'm making another sit down video. So in today's video, I am going to teach you guys how to not give a fuck about what people think about you, because you shouldn't, because who cares? I'm so excited to make this video because I've been wanting to do it for like at least 2 years, and I've done it in Hebrew in my Hebrew channel, and it helped a lot of people, and I'm like, I want to help my maniacs so bad, and I'm gonna go through the things that I came up with, and if you guys are ready, let's get this video started.
It's the henyamania.
So before we get started, I do have a quick disclaimer to make. For me, not giving a fuck about what people think about me is very easy. It's like a natural thing for me, and I think that's because I was always like an outsider, never really had friends like growing up and stuff, and I got used to like being on my own and, you know, judging society and being like really critical of like what other people do and like going on my own path, like being super non-conformist. But I do understand a lot of people have this problem. It's not necessarily a problem, but if it's something that bothers you, then we're here to walk on it. Okay, so the first way to not give a fuck is that you have to remember that the opinions of other people don't matter to your survival anymore. It is literally in our DNA to care what people think about us, because we used to live in tribes, and it was like this really big thing that if we got out of the tribe for whatever reason because we didn't conform, then we would die. We live in the 21st century. Even if we don't conform to society and we do whatever the fuck we want, and people don't like it or us, then it's fine, because you're not dependent on anyone. Like, you can literally go out, make money, live your own life, and do what you want to do. So I know it does feel like the end of the world when people don't like you for whatever reason, but at the same time you have to remember that that is like not the case today, and you can just like give a fuck, and if people don't like you, then that's their problem. Another thing is that you are the only one living your life. No one else is living your life. No one else can make decisions for you. Even if people want to make decisions for you, if people want to influence you in a certain way, you are the only person who is living your life, who is responsible for your life. People can try to help, people can try and do many things, but it's your choice, it's your life. Like, if you want, you can go and ruin yourself. If you want, you can flourish. If you want, you can do whatever you want, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone else or animals. Let's just keep that aside, you know. And what I'm trying to say with that is that we are basically the only ones responsible for ourselves, and we should really think what we want to do, what will be best for us, and not give a fuck about what other people say that we should do or think we gotta do, or try and control us, because it's my life, it's now or never. I just want to live forever. Woo! Next thing is a motto that I have been living by since I was like 7 or something, and that is, I would rather regret something I did than didn't. And that basically means that I would much rather regret something that I've done, like mistake or whatever or something, rather than not doing the thing that I want. For like example, many times I've hit on people because I thought, well, if it's not gonna happen, I'm gonna be really like disappointed that I didn't do it, and like feel bad about like my decision. And here I have the chance to make something, and I don't know if it will work out, but like at least I tried, you know. So that's one thing that made me feel really good when I'm out and about, traveling, doing all sorts of things, because I feel like I would rather regret something I did than did it, and that makes me, you know, seize opportunities and whatnot, even though things might not be the most, you know, societal standards or whatnot. So yeah, obviously this motto has to be taken with a grain of salt, because there's a lot of things you shouldn't do, and a lot of things that will get you into like further trouble, and it's like not necessary for you to do them. But overall, like, I live by that rule, and I try and look back at my life, and I don't regret many things. And I don't know, think about Skater Boy, you know, Avril Lavigne's song. He is a skater boy, da -na 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 -na. And remember that verse that she was like, I don't know, she was old, and like, she wasn't old. She was like watching TV, skater rocking up MTV, and and you know, she felt like this huge regret for like not going for what she wanted because it was like non-conformist and all that stuff. So that shit shouldn't stop you from doing the things you want to do, you know what I mean? It's like in that kind of sense. So I'm not saying like, oh, I'd rather try every drug in the world because why not? Like I'd rather regret something I did than didn't, but like take it with a grain of salt, you know? And I'm saying this as a person who in like 6th grade rang up a classmate of mine and was like, hi, do you want to be my boyfriend? Even though we've never talked before. So I've done that again on 8th grade and 9th grade, and I've done many crazy shit like this. So, and the whole school was making fun of me and whatnot, but at the same time it's like, what if things would have gone really well between us and it would have been a good experience, you know? So basically what I'm trying to say is try new things, do things, you know, and realize what you want and just do it. And don't really give two fucks about what other people think or say about it, because it doesn't matter in the end. Yeah, but just remember to keep your health and yourself like in the like top priority, and don't like do things to hurt yourself and shit like that. So yeah. So the next one is something that I learned from YouTube actually. What people think and say about you says more about them than it does about you. So if people hate you because you're open-minded and you're whatever, then that just means that they're close-minded, you know. That just means that it's their problem because they can't see further from like whatever. And you know what that means? It also means it's their problem. Like if they're suffering from like whatever it is that they don't like about you, like that doesn't work well with them, it's their problem. Like they're legit suffering. You're just out there living your best life and they're just like, I cannot stand it. So you see the difference? Someone is like suffering and that's not you, so it's good. So you gotta do what you want to do. So many times people who bully, people who, you know, write hate comments and stuff like that, it's their internal dialogue that they're projecting onto you. It's really interesting, to be honest, because you can see that people say those things to themselves. Maybe it's something that they heard when they was a kid. You're fat, you're ugly, you're never gonna make it, you're blah 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 blah. And then they say that to other people because that's like what they say to themselves, and they need to project it onto other people. But at the end of the day, another person's opinion is just an opinion. It doesn't matter. Like it has no influence on your life because you're the only one who's living it, and you can make choices for yourself. And if you just ignore what other people say about you, then you can just like continue to flourish and do amazing things. And for example, if we take it like to the YouTube platform, then if I had stopped like making videos because of whatever people told me or whatnot, then I would have like never made even one video. And YouTube has been like such an amazing thing for me. It opened so many doors. I met so many amazing people, and it's like my life would not be the same if I haven't done this. And a lot of people were against this, and like most of the comments I get are hate comments. So yeah, that's something that I realized on YouTube. And every time someone says to me something, I'm like, probably says more about you than it does about me. And even if he does say something about me, then who gives a fuck? It is me. I want to do what I want to do, and you can stop me. Alright, so my next point is that, to be honest, no one really cares that much. My point with that is that people are mostly selfish, people are self-centered, people care about themselves way more than they care about other people. And most of like their, you know, thoughts and whatever are about themselves. So even if they do take a pause and think about another person, whether it be what are they wearing, what do they do, blah 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 blah, that doesn't last that long. They move on like very quickly. Like, plus it doesn't affect them that much. Plus even if it affects them that much, well, it's their problem, not yours. Think about times that someone else did like something really awkward or embarrassing like in front of you, and you were like, oh yeah, that's okay. You usually shrug those things off, like you don't dwell on them for years. However, the other person, I know for a fact because I do that a lot, if in retrospect, like many years after they look at like the things they did, they would be like super cringy. I still get cringy over something I did in 6th grade, you know. Some guy in the mall was like, let me check your bag or something. I'm like, no, but he was a security guard and I just didn't. So yeah, still cringing over that. So usually the person who makes the, you know, awkward thing is the one to dwell on it rather than the person. It's like kind of, you know, cockroaches are more scared of you than you are scared of them. Like, to be honest, even though you're probably very scared of cockroaches, but they are more scared of you. So you have to keep that in mind. Even if you walk on the street with like, I don't know, a gazillion costumes like all in one or whatnot, I don't know, just something that came to my mind. And people look at you and they'll be like, oh, well, it's that crazy person, it's that this person, it's that whatever person. You accidentally play the role of that someone in other people's lives. I'm sure you've seen people do that. I'm sure you've seen whatever, and like, you don't really think about it much afterwards. You're just like, oh yeah, that was like weird. But then at the same time, you just go back to living your own life, and that person just becomes like whatever remnant of weird stuff that they did. You can also see it in that way and just be like, yeah, I guess I'm that weird person today that's gonna wear a flower crown or something. I'm just gonna be that weird person today that's like super extra for other people. Whatever. Like, at the end, no one really gives a fuck. Like, people care about themselves and they just wanna go back to thinking about themselves. That's it. The last thing I want to talk about is that you cannot live according to someone else's will just to please them or get their approval, because that just leads to this endless cycle of insecurities, and it makes you a pushover, which nobody likes, and it makes you the type of person that's just like always trying to fit to other people. And isn't that a shame? I mean, you're here, you have one life and you're wasting it on like trying to please other people. Why? You can never please everyone. It's like impossible. There's so many people in the world and there's so many different tastes and flavors and whatnot, and there is no one thing that everyone loves. Not everyone loves chocolate. I know, it's fucking weird, I know, but like, I'm just gonna go and think about myself now. That's how it is. Like, some people don't like chocolate, some people don't like this, but some people like really weird flavors. Like, some people, there's like a lid to every pot. That's what I'm trying to say. So if the conclusion is that you can't please everyone, why not just please yourself? Decide what you want to do it. Think about how you're gonna have a great life and just go for it. Like, why not do that? Like, you're here. You're only here once, or however many you want to think that you do. And this existence is temporary. So why would you waste it on other people's opinion? Whether they be the most important people to you in your life, like your parents, your partner, your whatnot. Like, if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out, and you don't have to please everyone. Like, I can tell you for a fact, my parents have never been like happy with me. I'm like the black sheep of the family. They do love me and whatnot, but at the same time, I try and protect them from myself, because I know that if they knew everything about me, they would be like very disappointed, like to the point of like they'd want to kill themselves. Like, how did we fail so much as parents? So yeah, I realized I cannot make my parents happy. I realized I cannot make society happy. I realized the only person I can make happy is me. So I'm just gonna think about what I like to do, decide on it, and do it, and just make myself happy, because that's the only thing I can control, you know? Also, if you're trying to please everyone else and you're like without a character and you're just like always, you know, agreeing with the other person and whatnot, it turns you into a pushover. It turns you into like a person that doesn't have character. It's kind of lame. It's really unattractive, and I know like the lingering thing behind it is like, you want people to like you, you want people to love you, you want to be accepted, but at the same time, the fact that you don't have character because you always agree to everyone else and all that stuff. One last thing I wanted to mention is that I am recently studying a bit of Stoicism, which is like an ancient Greek and Roman mythology. It's not a mythology, it's philosophy. Yes, girl. And it's all about how to be calm in your own mind and not give a fuck about like things that you cannot control and all that stuff. So that's like something that I'm like getting into as of late. I don't agree with everything on it, like negative visualization or whatnot, which I do. But I'm gonna learn a bit more about that, and if I come up with like conclusions, I'm gonna share them with you. But if you're interested, Google stoicism, watch some videos, whatnot, and yeah, just like think what can make you feel better, your life amazing, and just fucking go for it. So that is it for today's video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press that thumbs up button, comment on it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new here. Check out my Instagram, and I will see you in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.